Brave and lovely. Brooke attacks Taylor while one covertly entices the other. Hi everyone. Welcome back to Beautiful Today, my channel. Before we start the video, I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Kindly give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. As the CBS intensifies the conflict between the dressmakers, two ladies, Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes, reunite on Bold and the Beautiful to plead for Ridge Forrester's attention. Taylor's two hearts beating as one yoga pose seems to have drawn Brooke's attention. However, this Logan sister is thinking about something else. She chokes as a result of the jabs her adversary throws at her. Brooke doesn't say anything in response, even when the famous doctor goes too far in expressing her affection and appreciation for Ridge's assistance. Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan are bold and beautiful. Construct a powder keg. The Beautiful and Bold has Catherine Kelly Lang's character Brooke Logan immediately takes the initiative to make her point. She wants to know if Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, is being pursued by Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, once more. Taylor begins by grinning as if to play with Brooke's worries. However, Bold and the Beautiful fans find the doctor's joyful expression a little dishonest. It's not even half full yet in the powder keg. Taylor keeps filling the barrel with more. Brooke holds the fuse, though, so it appears she wants it that way. B and B. Does Taylor bait Brooke, or does Brooke bait Taylor? Taylor appears to take pleasure in luring Brooke Logan to give her a raise this week on Bold and the Beautiful. When she questioned her adversary if she was recovering from broken heart syndrome, however, the Logan matriarch unlocked the door. Taylor Hayes cannot simply provide her opponent with a generic response. No, she goes sentimental rather than saying something like, "I'm doing much better," and stopping there. She uses information about how Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, gave her his heart to poke fun at her opponent. She seemed to be luring Brooke in with her affectionate remarks about Ridge. She was able to mend her damaged heart thanks to his attention. Brooke isn't just sitting there, though. It's not just Taylor who is putting out bait. It appears that this Logan sister will put up with the taunts from her opponent since she values something more. Bold and the Beautiful. It was horrible to witness. Thus, Brooke Logan was subjected to Taylor Hayes' frequent attacks on Bold and the Beautiful with no opportunity for reaction. Taylor talks about her yoga session with Brooke. This includes the specifics of sitting in Ridge's lap and around him with her legs. Regarding her encounter with the dressmaker, Taylor is ecstatic. However, she goes on to remark that she can appreciate Brooke's feelings after witnessing her and Ridge in such a private stance. According to the doctor, she could understand why her opponent initially misinterpreted the situation. In addition, Taylor Hayes included some expert advice on her daughter, Hope Logan, Annika Noel. However, Brooke Logan's reaction was unexpected. Rather than exploding, she nodded her head systematically and slowly. Therefore, during that sequence on Bold and the Beautiful, it seemed as though she was taking everything in. The renowned psychiatrist went on to say that Hope is a disturbed lady since she pursued the husband of another woman. The Logan grandmother appears poised to grab the mirror and force Taylor Hayes to take a close look. This is the ideal situation for Brooke to make Taylor retract her own derogatory remarks. B and B. Brooke and Taylor. Is anyone being baited? Brooke Logan endured the taunts from her adversary this week on Bold and the Beautiful. She did, however, deliberately bait Taylor Hayes at the same time. It's possible that the heartbroken woman believed she was imparting knowledge about Hope Logan. Rather, the doctor describes herself, probably in Brooke's eyes. Taylor's charges against Hope Logan were a reflection of her own past actions as she mocked her opponent. Taylor therefore thought Brooke would understand when she was discovered to be too intimate with someone else's man. However, she is unable to do the same for Hope, as is her daughter Steffy Forrester, played by Jacqueline Messinas-Wood. They would expel her from Bold and Beautiful before even giving her an opportunity to defend herself. Brooke's argument is probably that Taylor is unable to consider the notion that Steffy may have likewise seen something that appeared to be incriminating but wasn't. Brooke Logan might tell her adversary that even though she is sitting there acting superior to everything now, the doctor is as responsible of Hope's past obsession with a married man. Brooke Logan may give Taylor Hayes a jealous boost, but who on CBS is in the brilliant afternoon light? The Forrester mansion stood motionless. There was an almost uncanny silence in the mansion after Ridge Forrester left for a meeting. Despite his placid exterior, Brooke Logan Forrester was battling an internal storm. The makeup she had meticulously applied this morning was still flawless when she looked at her reflection in the floor-to-ceiling windows, but she could see her poise starting to waver. The threat felt different now that Taylor Hayes was back in town. Brooke's eyes narrowed at the text that had arrived earlier as she took a quick look at her phone. It felt more like a warning than a friendly greeting as Taylor's name appeared on the screen. Just a chilling reminder, a message devoid of any content, I know. After a lengthy minute of staring at the message, she inhaled deeply and pushed the phone back into her clutch. She could not afford to become distracted. Not right now, however. There was something off about Taylor's comeback. Ridge was no longer the exclusive focus. It was about something else entirely, something much more sinister than she had ever imagined. Chapter 2. The return of Taylor. Taylor's return to Los Angeles a few days prior had been greeted with conflicting feelings. Though their relationship was still tense, Ridge was obviously happy to see her. Taylor maintained that she wasn't here to linger on the past, but to concentrate on the future. However, Brooke, the one person who knew Taylor too well, was able to see through that facade. "Taylor, what do you want this time?" When Brooke had first seen her in the lobby of Forrester Creations, she had questioned. Taylor had flashed an enragedly calm smile that always gave Brooke the impression that she was just one wrong step away from losing her composure. Taylor had said, "Oh, Brooke, I'm just here to help," but her eyes sent a different message. "But I can't help if you keep hiding things from me." Taylor's voice carried an implicit threat, and Brooke had just managed to stifle the chill that went down her spine. This time, there was something more, something that only Brooke could comprehend, rather than just Ridge Taylor. Or, more precisely, something that Brooke feared Taylor may be aware of. Brooke had stayed up late that night, wondering what Taylor may know, after Ridge had gone to bed. She was troubled by more than simply the previous love triangle. No, Brooke had done something that no one else could ever know about, and that was the secret. However, was Taylor aware of it, or was she just playing tricks on her? Brooke felt nauseous, as if she were choking on her own guilt at the thought of Taylor knowing something so deadly and personal. Chapter 3. The Game of Silence. Brooke could feel herself slowly being cooked alive in the days that followed, which felt like a pressure cooker. There was always a hint of tension between her and Taylor whenever she ran into her at social events or at Forrester Creations. Taylor seemed to be testing her, teasing her, and searching for weaknesses in the armor that Brooke had painstakingly created over the years. However, what was the final outcome? What was it that Taylor desired? Brooke could not stay in the dark any longer. Then that happened one afternoon. The door creaked open as Brooke sat in her office, looking at the half-empty coffee cup on her desk and papers. When she raised her head, she saw Taylor standing there, her eyes sparkling with a knowing expression. "Brooke," Taylor said in a quiet, almost charming voice, "we must speak." She gestured to the chair across from her, and Brooke felt a shudder go through her. "How come, Taylor?" Taylor sat down, but she didn't say anything right away. Rather, she let the quiet to linger, allowing the unease to envelop them like a dense mist. Brooke maintained her composure and fought the impulse to wriggle. She wouldn't make it easy if Taylor was going to bait her. At last, Taylor stated in a hushed but piercing voice, "I know what you're hiding. I've known for a long time." The breath caught in Brooke's throat. As the barrier she had erected around herself started to come down, Her heart raced. She tried to hide the panic that was beginning to seep into her voice as she said, "What are you talking about?" Taylor answered, "You understand exactly what I mean." Her eyes didn't stray. "The real you, regarding your actions. It will not be long before everyone learns." Her blood ran cold in Brooke. The room felt like it was closing in on her, and her mouth was dry. She had been burying this truth for years, avoiding it and concealing it behind well-crafted lies. However, Brooke could not afford to lose the game that Taylor was now playing. "You believe you've cornered me?" With barely a small tremble in her voice, Brooke forced herself to speak. "There is nothing you can prove. You're merely attempting to trick me."